Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're diving into a touching Tet story with a big twist. Tuna is pregnant with Alex's baby. So what is Alex planning to do for today's Tet celebration? And will it change their family forever? Stay with me to find out. And if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the next ones. The days leading up to Tet always seem to arrive quietly, like the whole world is taking a slow breath before the holiday rush. And for Alex, it starts the same way it often does, with a simple phone call. "Mom, are you awake?" he asks, his voice calm, but you can hear the concern tucked inside it. On the other end of the line, his mother answers, with that steady tone people have when they live a simple, familiar routine. No drama, no rushing, just her normal rhythm. Alex doesn't waste time. "Tet is coming up," he says. "I want to take you shopping today. We should prepare early." He says it in an unhurried way, like shopping isn't even the real point. Like what he truly wants is to spend time beside her, to be present, to share the season with her instead of letting it fly by. His mother chuckles softly, the kind of small laugh that carries years of motherhood. "Shopping for what?" she asks, even though she already knows the answer. And just like that, they start going through the list. Food, household items, little things that people only remember at Tet time. They talk about sticky rice, beans, spices, clean new bowls, incense, candles, all those details that make the holiday feel complete. The conversation is ordinary, almost casual, but there's a warmth underneath it. It's the warmth of people who don't need fancy words to show love. At some point, Tuna's name naturally comes up. "She's busy at the farm," Alex says. "She's watching the meat and making sausages for Tet sales." His mother makes a small sound of understanding. Everyone knows how intense those last days before Tet can be, especially when you're preparing food to sell. "I brought us some meat already," Alex adds, almost like he's trying to reassure his mother, and maybe himself too. "Just to help a little. It's the end of the year. I want it to feel warm." Again, nothing dramatic happens. No big twist. No sudden argument. It's just a phone call between a mother and her son. And yet, it feels like something important is happening quietly. Because the call ends with a simple decision. They're going shopping together. And for Alex, this is the beginning of a short journey. Not just to prepare for Tet, but to slow down and feel the meaning of family more clearly as the year turns over. Before they even leave the house, Alex brings up something that's been on his mind. "The old house," he says casually, at first like he's just mentioning it in passing. "The one I rented out. The tenant returned it." His mother pauses, listening more closely. "They moved south," Alex explains. "The tenant had a child, so they needed a different place." As he talks, his voice slows down. His words feel heavier, like each sentence carries a piece of memory. Because that house isn't just property. That house holds the years when Alex and his mother struggled together. Years they don't talk about loudly, but years that shaped everything. "I decided I'm not renting it out again," Alex says. His mother looks at him surprised, but she doesn't interrupt. "I want to keep it," he continues. "It belongs to our past. I don't want it to become just another place people come and go from." There's a quiet seriousness in his tone, like he's not just talking about walls and a roof. He's talking about protecting the proof of what they survived. His mother doesn't say much. She never has to. Her face says enough. She understands what that house represents: long years of work, saving money little by little, enduring hard days, and pushing forward when they didn't know what tomorrow would bring. The atmosphere shifts into something reflective, like their memories rise up gently, not loud enough to break the moment, but deep enough to touch the heart. That old house becomes a symbol, a reminder of perseverance, of the bond between mother and son, of the path Alex walked to reach the life he has now. As they get ready to leave for the market, the conversation naturally turns to Tet plans. Alex asks, "Should we go back to our hometown this year?" His mother nods. "We should. We need to burn incense for our ancestors." That's not a question for her. It's a tradition, a duty. And more than that, it's how the family stays connected to its roots. Then Alex hesitates, and you can tell he's thinking of someone. "Can Tuna come with us?" he asks. His mother doesn't answer right away. She knows exactly why he's unsure. Tuna is busy at the farm, and those last days before Tet are always packed with work. Selling food during Tet season can make a big difference for the whole year. It's not easy to just step away. Alex rubs his hands together, thoughtful. "She's been working non-stop," he says quietly. "I don't want to pressure her." His mother studies him for a moment, and there's something in her eyes, concern, but also relief, because she can see her son changing. He's not only thinking about himself anymore, he's thinking about someone else's responsibilities, someone else's burdens. And then Alex says something that makes the room feel even quieter. "Mom," he begins, I want to marry Tuna someday." It isn't dramatic. He doesn't say it like a movie proposal. It comes out like a careful truth, something he's been carrying in his heart for a while, and now he's letting it be heard. His mother's expression changes. She doesn't look shocked. She looks like she's weighing it, feeling the seriousness of his words. "You've thought about it?" she asks. Alex nods. "I have." And in that moment, the emotional peak isn't about action, it's about inner change. Because Alex is no longer just living day to day. He's imagining a complete family, he's thinking beyond himself. He's looking forward, not just surviving. Those quiet thoughts, spoken in a calm voice, open a new direction for the future. The Tet market is alive in a way that feels almost magical. As soon as Alex and his mother arrive, they're surrounded by colors, sounds, movement, people bargaining, laughing, calling out prices, carrying bags full of holiday preparations. Stalls overflow with food, flowers, decorations, and all the things that scream, "Tet is here." Alex walks beside his mother, staying close so they don't get separated in the crowd. He watches her face as she looks around, and it's like her energy shifts. She looks younger somehow, lighter. They stop at a flower stall debating between a peach tree and a kumquat tree. His mother steps forward, touching the branches gently, checking the buds and leaves like she's choosing something precious. "This one," she finally says, pointing at a peach tree. Alex smiles. "Okay, we'll take it." Then they pick a kumquat tree too, and before they move on, Alex pulls out his phone. "Mom, come here," he says. "Let's take a picture." She laughs like it's unnecessary, but she still stands next to him. They pose together among the bright trees and flowers, and when Alex shows her the photo, joy shines clearly on her face. For Alex, that moment hits deep, because after so many busy years, work, stress, responsibility, this is rare. A moment where he is truly with his mother. No distractions, no rushing, no pressure. The market stops being just a place to shop. It becomes a space where family comes alive again, where warmth isn't just something you remember, but something you feel. After the market, Alex heads straight to the farm. He arrives while Tuna is working, completely focused. She's drying meat, sorting it carefully, preparing sausages for Tet sales. The work is repetitive but demanding, and you can tell she's been doing it for hours. Alex doesn't interrupt loudly. He stands for a moment, just watching her with sincere concern, like he's taking in how hard she's working, how much she carries. When she finally notices him, Tuna wipes her hands and looks up. "You're here?" she asks, surprised. Alex nods. "I wanted to see you." He steps closer, asking about each small task, if the meat is drying well, if she has enough help, if she's exhausted. His questions aren't controlling, they're caring. The setting is simple, but there's closeness in the way they speak. "I want to be with you these last days of the year," Alex says, voice quiet but firm. "Not for any grand reason, I want to share Tet with you." Tuna keeps working as she listens, but her eyes soften. She understands what he's really saying. He doesn't want to be distant anymore. He wants to be present, and that matters. Tuna doesn't stop working, but you can feel her attention shift fully to Alex. She moves her hands automatically, turning the meat, checking the trays, adjusting the sausage ties, but her eyes keep returning to him like she's trying to read what's going on inside his heart. "Are you okay?" she asks softly, because she can tell he's been thinking about something bigger than just Tet shopping. Alex nods, then exhales like he's been holding a lot in. "I'm okay," he says. I've been thinking about family, about the end of the year, about what really matters." Tuna pauses for a second, then gives him a small, understanding smile. "Tet always does that to people," she says, half joking, half true. Alex smiles back, but there's still seriousness behind it. "Yeah," he says, "that's why I wanted to come here, because I don't want to go into the new year feeling like I missed the chance to be close to you." Tuna looks down for a moment, then nods. She doesn't respond with big words. She never has. Her love shows up in quiet ways, through patience, through presence, through the way she keeps going even when she's tired. Alex steps closer. "You've been working non-stop," he says. "I know it's Tet season and sales matter, but I don't want you to carry everything alone." Tuna lets out a soft sigh, like she's relieved someone finally said it out loud. "It's fine," she says automatically, because that's what strong people always say first. But Alex shakes his head. "No, it's not just fine. You're tired." Tuna meets his gaze, and for a second the farm feels quieter, even with all the activity around them. Then she gives him a small nod. "Okay," she admits, "I am." The honesty lands gently between them, not like weakness, but like trust. Alex doesn't push, he just says, "Let me help," even if it's just small things. And that's exactly what he does. He rolls up his sleeves, moves trays, carries supplies, checks the drying racks. He isn't perfect at it, but he tries, and Tuna watches him with that calm, steady look, like she's seeing him not as someone visiting, but as someone choosing to belong here. Later that afternoon, after the work slows down a little, Alex tells Tuna he wants to show her something. "Come with me," he says. Tuna looks surprised. "Where?" "The old house," Alex replies. Her eyebrows lift. "The one you told me about?" He nods. "Yeah, I want you to see it." They drive there as the sun begins to dip lower, the light turning softer, warmer. The road feels quiet compared to the busy farm, and in the car, the conversation slows into something thoughtful. When they arrive, Tuna steps out and looks at the house. It isn't fancy. The walls show age, the paint is a little faded, the yard is simple. It's not the kind of place people show off to impress someone, but Alex isn't trying to impress her, he's trying to reveal himself. "This house," Alex says, voice slower now, "it's where Mum and I struggled the most." Tuna turns to him, listening closely. "I rented it out before," he continues, "but the tenant returned it. They moved south." Tuna nods, remembering him mentioning it. "I decided I'm not renting it out again," Alex says. "I want to keep it." Tuna looks at him, surprised again. "Why?" Alex stares at the house like he's looking at a younger version of himself standing in the doorway. "Because it's not just a house," he says. "It's proof. Proof that we survived those years. That Mum and I didn't give up." He walks her slowly around the place. He points out small things, corners, marks on the wall, the old kitchen space. He tells her stories in a quiet voice, not trying to make it dramatic, just telling the truth. "This is where Mum used to sit," he says, tapping a spot near the doorway. "She'd wait for me to come home from work, even when she was exhausted." Tuna's expression changes. She's not pitying him. She's understanding him, seeing the weight he carried, the responsibility he grew up with, the way his love for his mother shaped him. The house feels different now, not like an empty place, but like a memory standing still.